Hello my little spook lovers and welcome back to my channel. I never say this because I just automatically assume everyone who's watching this is a subscriber and knows who I am, but my name's Julia. If you're new here, give everybody a big hug. So we're back filming outside. Comment down below a ghost emoji if you were a subscriber back when I used to film in my backyard. But pretty much since Penelope's been born, there have been, Penelope is my baby by the way, but there has been so many freaky things happening. If you guys have watched my recent paranormal videos I've been uploading, I think there's 2 of them. I'll link my last one up here and then I'll link my whole playlist down below. If you guys want to binge watch, I have so many paranormal stories. But towards the end of my pregnancy, I had a lot of evil experiences, but still kind of, my neighbor was right there and I was like, they're catching me filming. But anyways, the last 2 paranormal videos were more spiritual things with like kind of angels and demons type things, but today's video is gonna be more true ghostly paranormal, which I hadn't have happen in a really long time. If you guys noticed, I hadn't uploaded a paranormal video in a really long time because things were quiet, nothing was happening for a while. And if you're somebody who's had spooky things happen to you, that's usually kind of how it goes, unless if you're super in tune where you just can't shut it off. But for me, it just comes and goes, and it has done that throughout my entire life. And like I said, since Penelope has been born, oh my gosh, it's been a freaking hot spot at my house. So it all started when my cousins came over, and I've talked about my cousin Sasha so much in my paranormal videos because a lot of things have happened having to do with her or with her, and oops, I probably moved the camera, sorry. But as I've explained before, she's one of those people who just all the time senses things, sees things. Her sixth sense is just so fine-tuned, it's crazy. And her wife Alex is kind of more, I would say more like me, where it comes and goes. She definitely has experienced things and can sense things. I don't know, I would say she's even a little more so than me because I'm somebody who, I don't see things very often. I've seen things I think twice that I can recall. First time was my first paranormal experience, which I made a video, I'll link it here. And the second time I saw a big black figure, which I made a video on that as well, which once that one time's out, I'll link that one for you too. But I'm more of a, I feel things, I sense things, things will happen around me, like things moving, things turning on, that kind of stuff, which both Sasha and Alex have agreed that they would come and make a video with me talking about. My cousin Sasha has had just some terrifying experiences. She's been possessed. Alex was there and witnessed it. It was just so crazy. And I keep telling Sasha, I'm like, you should totally make a YouTube channel just on paranormal stuff. Give this video a like if you think Sasha should make a channel, because I think so. She's just got, if you guys think I have crazy stories, my level of paranormal, I guess you could say, I don't even know what you would call it, is way down here, and Sasha is like way up here. Anyways, so all the activity started when her and Alex came over to visit Penelope and Jesse and I. And I'll just kind of preface, so since Penelope has been born, I have been very, I don't want any energies. I don't care if they're strange entities, even if they don't mean any harm. Like, I don't want anything around, because throughout my pregnancy I've just had a feeling, and Sasha's felt it too, that Penelope is just gonna be very open and sensitive. Like throughout my pregnancy, a lot of more psychic things were happening to me, and I don't know if it's, you know, me being pregnant heightened my senses, or if she has a little something going on, so us together was just like, I don't know, but I just really have always felt like her energy is very open and aware, and she, you know what I mean? So to protect her, I've kind of been very, I don't want anyone or anything around, especially because towards the end of the pregnancy, I really feel like there was more of demonic things trying to get through, or I don't know. But I've just been very, stay away, get away from my baby, leave her alone, she can't defend herself right now. And it's funny, so she sleeps in a pack and play that has like a raised thing. We call it her crate, but it's kind of like a bassinet type thing. That's where she sleeps next to our bed. And I have a blessed rosary and a blessed medallion tied around. I have a blessed medallion by my nightstand that you guys would have heard about in my last paranormal video. In her actual room, I have a scapula. I'll post a picture right here of what I'm talking about. But my uncle, his mom sent that to him and he gave it to me to put in Penelope's room. I have a blessed prayer plaque in her room. Like, I am just everything get away. So anyways, gosh, I keep sidetracking. Sasha and Alex came over and nothing had really been happening since she had been born at this point. I kind of in the middle of the night when I wake up with her, I've had times where I feel like there's something in the room. Like I'll get that like creeped out feeling like, ooh, but it's not terrifying, if that makes any sense. So I'd been getting that kind of feelings, but I was like, well, it might be because I'm alone and it's in the middle of the night. Well, I'm not alone, but Jesse's sleeping and I'm the only one awake and I'm getting up with her, and you know what I mean. But the other weird thing that would creep me out is Penelope would stare off at things, which babies do. They like to look at things, and she does like to do that too. She likes to look at things that are around, even if it's just a fake flower or a picture frame. She does like to look around. She likes to look at the fan, the light fixtures. But there would be times where like she would be looking at me, focused on me, and then all of a sudden her eyes would kind of go off and just move. Like nothing was moving behind me, but her eyes would be watching something, which they say that babies and children can see spirits because they're not really clouded yet. They haven't been told, oh no, there's nothing there. Their sixth sense hasn't been suppressed. That's a theory that they say that everybody is born with it, and that as time goes on, as you're told by your parents, oh no, nothing's there, or no, your friend's imaginary, that it just suppresses it. I don't know. So those were really the only things happening, but nothing substantial. Now, when Sasha and Alex came over, it's so funny. Right before the first thing happened, Sasha was like, there's really good vibes in your house. There's really good vibes in here right now. And I'm like, oh, good. And I was like, yeah, nothing really that crazy has been happening, especially after having those really evil dreams and everything that I was having. That all went away when she was born. So I was kind of really like, yeah, demons be gone, you know what I mean? And Penelope was asleep in Alex's arms. It was so cute. Alex was just holding her and she was fast asleep. And Alex was facing our hallway, which has all of our bedrooms, our bathroom, and everything like that. And Sasha and I were kind of in a conversation, and Alex was just there with Penelope, and I kind of looked over at her and I saw her kind of looking at something down the hallway, but she didn't say anything, and Sasha was talking, and so I didn't think anything of it. I was like, maybe she's looking at one of my dogs or something. But then I kept seeing her look at something, and then she finally said, Sasha, can you come over here? I'm really sorry to interrupt you guys, but do you see somebody peeking? And Sasha went and looked. She's like, oh yeah, out of Penelope's room. And I was like, oh no. And Alex was like, yeah. And Sasha said they're wearing shorts. And Alex said, yes, you saw it. And Sasha said, yeah, they just went into Juju's room. They call me Juju, that's my nickname for all my family and everything. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I don't want anyone in here. I was like, should I go back there? And Sasha was like, if you want to. And so Sasha went back there first. And she kind of looked in my room and came back, and I was like, oh no, I don't want anyone here. So I barged in my room and I was like, if you're here, move on. Even if you don't mean any harm, I'm sorry, but nobody's welcome here. I don't want anyone here. You need to move on. I'm sorry. And Sasha said, as soon as I walked in the room, whatever it was went away. And what kind of creeped me out a little bit is Sasha said that when she went in the room before I had got there, while whatever it was still in my room, that she got really anxious. She got a really anxious feeling. But I was glad that once I went in there that it went away. So I'm like, yeah, you better be scared, mofo. You know what I mean? But so I took her rosaries and everything like that, and I was just walking around the room like, I'm sorry, anything here is not welcome. You need to go away. If you mean us harm, you are not welcome here. And I went and I took him in Penelope's room, and I did the same thing and kind of just commanded, nothing is you are not welcome here type thing. So then a little while later, we were all in Penelope's room, and Alex was sitting, Penelope was still fast asleep. She was out. So Alex was sitting in the glider holding Penelope, and Sasha and I were standing. We were all talking, we had kind of completely forgotten. We weren't even talking about anything creepy. And all of a sudden, Penelope kind of just made a little noise out of her sleep, like she kind of was stirring and waking up and woke up a little bit. And then I see Sasha looking towards her doorway, and she was like, it's standing right there. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's a man, and he's kind of short, which, that's what Sasha and Alex had said too when they both had seen it go from Penelope's room to our room. They both had said it was a short male wearing shorts. And so Sasha was like, yeah, he's standing right there. And I was like, get out, go away. I was like, not here, go away. And I don't remember like what exactly I said or did, but I pretty much was like, out, go away. I'm sorry if you're lost, but this is not the place to be. This is not your home. This is my home. And Sasha had said that he looked kind of like a bro. Like, she didn't see his face or anything, but just kind of how he was standing. And the weird thing is Sasha said he popped up, and that's kind of when Penelope started stirring and waking up, which was really weird. So that night when Penelope woke up in the middle of the night, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little freaked out. I was a little scared because I was like, oh gosh, like I don't want to deal with this. And anyways, I took her in her room to change her diaper, and she was looking at something behind me. She was doing that thing where she was looking at me, and she was looking at something behind me towards the closet. And I turned around and I didn't see anything, and I kind of said out loud, I was like, not the place, like this is not your home, this is my home, you need to go away. And then I kind of just got a feeling of not being scared. I don't know, it was really weird. And what popped into my head is I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's Jesse's Nana or Tata? So I told Penelope, I was looking at her, I was like, are you seeing Nana or Tata? And at that point I felt bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, you guys are welcome here. If it's Nana or Tata, you are the only ones welcome here. If it's, well, I probably should have said any family, deceased family is welcome, but I said something like that because again, it was weird. I wasn't scared. I was kind of just like, huh. So fast forward to the next day, my dad and sister came over to visit Penelope, and I was telling them the story, and all of a sudden Jesse was like, oh my gosh, what if the guy they saw was my Tata? Because Jesse's Tata was short, and he would always wear cargo shorts, always. And the picture he showed me at this time, he was kind of standing like, what? Like, what are you looking at? And so Jesse sent that picture to Sasha and said, hey, did what you saw last night look like this? And she was like, I didn't see a face, but the body and the silhouette looked just like that. She's like, oh my God, no way. Is that your Tata? And Jesse was like, yes. So that's when we kind of like, okay, well, maybe that's who it was, because that would kind of make sense. Again, if you've been watching any of my paranormal videos or even my pregnancy update videos, you'll know that that would make a lot of sense, because Jesse's Tata has been kind of Penelope's head honcho angel. It's really crazy, some of the things that have happened. The only thing Sasha did say was that when she went in my room, she did feel anxious. Oh, it's just the wind. I'm all like freaking myself out. So she was like, it very well could have been your Tata, but that part was the only one that didn't line up. Like, he would not make her feel anxious. He was a sweet, kind, hilarious man, so we still don't know. But after that, weird things started happening in the house, more like ghostly things. So like I said, the thing continued a lot where she would be just looking at me and like watch something behind me. As a matter of fact, there was one time where I was kind of sitting her sideways, so picture her head right here, and I have her looking this way, and I'm burping her. And it was at night, in the middle of the night, after I had fed her, and where you guys are, so let's say I'm in my bed, right? I'm sitting up, I'm burping her, and where you guys are is where we have a dresser and our TV and everything like that. So she was looking at me, and then all of a sudden, she turned her head, so I'll be Penelope. So she was looking this way, looking at me, and all of a sudden, she looked towards you guys, and her eyes were moving like something was walking in front of our dresser. So that was a little weird. There was nothing moving or anything like that that I could see, but her eyes were tracking something, and our dogs were all sleeping, like nobody was moving. So that was a little weird. Then there was one night where it wasn't night, it was really early in the morning. It was like 5:30 in the morning. Jesse was actually in the restroom and had Penelope, and I was out in the kitchen just trying to get some dishes done while I didn't have her with me. And how our kitchen is, our sink has a window right in front of it. So again, pretend that, you know, down here is the sink and I'm facing you guys and where you guys are, and it's that close. Like the window is right in front of your face. I would say if you're washing the dishes, the window is about 2 feet from your face. Like it's right there. And I was just washing dishes. I wasn't even thinking of anything. I wasn't even scared. And all of a sudden I heard 2 knocks right there on the window, and I freaked out. Like I ran in the bathroom, was like, oh my God, did you? And Jess was like, and he was like already getting up from the toilet and handing me Penelope and was like, here, take her and go in the room. Because we thought it was a person. And we've had things happening at our house, like with sketchy people. So when this happened, we thought it was a real person. So Jesse runs and looks out the window and opens the door, and nobody is there. And then I'd come and I look out our front window and there's nobody there. There's no cars. There was no noise like a car driving off. There was nobody running away. There was nobody there. And it was a very loud knock to the point where Jesse heard it too. And he, like I said, we thought somebody was knocking on our freaking window. So that even spooked Jesse. Jesse does not get spooked very easily, but he was a little freaked out from that. Other things that have been happening is, which is weird because I don't even remember what paranormal video it was, but there was a point a while ago, I would say, I don't know, maybe a year ago, where we were hearing noises in the kitchen, like the door opening, but nobody was there. And we would hear noises in the middle of the night, like in the kitchen. And then it stopped happening. It hasn't happened since. Like I said, this was maybe a year ago. And that's kind of started again, where we'll hear little noises, like it'll just sound like maybe one of the dogs walking around, but they'll all be in the bedroom with us. But it sounds like somebody's in the kitchen. Or the other night, it sounded like the noise of one of our dogs eating, like chewing kibble. But again, they all 3 were in the room with us. Just little things like that have been happening a lot. Another thing the other night, I don't even remember if it was kind of more towards like 11 or 12, or if it was in the middle of the night, like at like 2 or 3. And that's what sucks, is Penelope usually always wakes up for a feeding around 3 o'clock. I think she wakes up because she's hungry or, you know, wants her diaper changed in the middle of the night. But who knows, it is kind of weird that she does wake up around 2 or 3. But that could just be her schedule. So I haven't really thought about that until right now. But anyway, so I don't know if this was kind of before we went to bed or if it was in the middle of the night. But we have an Xbox in our room and it turned on. It went and the light turned on. If you have an Xbox, you know how when it turns on, it makes that little dee-dee-dee noise and the light goes on. That happened. I was like, oh my God. And I like shook Jesse and I was like, the Xbox just turned on by itself. And he kind of wasn't freaked out. He's like, oh, maybe it did an update and it turned itself on, or I don't know. Comment down below. I don't really know that much about Xboxes, so I don't know if that's something that they do. But any Xbox I've ever had, I've never had it turn on by itself. But comment down below if you know, do Xboxes update themselves and then like turn on, or do they turn themselves on for some reason? Let me know. But the Xbox turned on by itself. And then today, actually, it was the middle of the afternoon, which I never turn lights on in my house during the day. I don't know, I like my house dark. I'm weird. But it was a fly. In the middle of the day, I went to get something from our room and the light was turned on, which, like I said, I don't turn the lights on during the day, and neither does Jesse. We just don't use electricity as far as lights go during the day. So that was really weird. And I wasn't even gonna bring that up until today. Jesse was like, how did my shoe get in here? And I was like, that's really weird, because the light was turned on by itself today. Which, the shoe thing, we do have 3 dogs. They are not shoe dogs. Like they're actually really good. They don't touch any of our stuff. They don't chew things up other than their toys. Like that's just not a thing they do. But I mean, it could have been a fluke thing. Maybe one of the dogs picked up his shoe and brought it in there. Again, not likely. Like if you knew our dogs, they don't do that, but that could have happened. But as far as the light goes on, I don't know what could have done that. But yeah, so I just wanted to make a video. You guys love my paranormal videos, so anytime something happens, I will let you guys know, because I like watching these type of videos. I actually don't like watching, like right now during this time, I'm not watching scary things just because, I don't know, I really feel like when you put energy into that kind of stuff, it attracts it. Someone commented something on one of my paranormal videos that was such a good metaphor. Is they said that they had a teacher, I guess, who had a lot of paranormal experiences, and that the kids would always say, tell us stories, and the teacher kind of got tired of telling the stories or something like that. But the teacher kind of explained to the kids that, you know, talking about it kind of attracts them, and they were like, well, why? And I guess the teacher said, well, when you hear somebody talking about you, don't you want to go see what they're saying? So that's such a good metaphor, and I totally feel like that's how the ghost side of paranormal spirits go. Kind of like I mentioned in my previous videos, I feel like demonic devil stuff is a little different. I feel like what attracts that is when you're really positive and really in a good place and really connecting with your spirituality. But ghost spirit stuff, I think definitely when you talk about it or when you put energy into it, it attracts it, which is why I'm filming outside today. I did get to a point where I wasn't scared, and I was kind of just like, no, if something comes around, I can command it to go away. But my dogs are barking inside. But since having Penelope, like I said, I'm a little bit more protective just because she is a baby and I don't want anything coming around. At least while she can't verbalize things or defend herself, you know what I mean? It's not like she can tell me, Mom, I saw something, or, you know, I just really am in protective mode, and I don't want anything obviously other than Nana and Tata or her angels to be around right now. So just to be on the safe side, that's why I'm filming outside. And if any more spooky things happen, I'm probably gonna film them outside for a while. But yeah, that's my paranormal activity that's been happening. Like I said, I'll update you guys if more happens. And if you got to the end of this video, let's do a word. Let's do something happy to end the video. Comment the word mermaid. And if you are in the mood to watch more scary movies, like I said, my paranormal playlist will be linked down below. If you're not like a YouTube user, basically when you click on the link I'll put down below, it'll pull you up to a video, and then it'll show all the videos in the playlist on the side for you, or down below. I used to not know how playlists work. Also, if you got to the end of this video and are not part of my YouTube family, hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become a part of my family here. I have to say that too, is like we have a really good group of people here. Like everyone's really nice and respectful to each other. There's a lot of love and positivity with the subscribers on my channel, and I love it. So if you want to be a part of that, subscribe. Other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video, and don't let the bed bugs bite tonight.